Hello student, today I explain a topic which is related to class 12th, chapter number 2nd, which named as sexual reproduction in flowering plants, and the topic name is pistil or carpel. So student, in this figure you can see that the female reproductive part or gynoecium is present, and in which this is represent a single pistil or carpel structure. In a single pistil structure, three part is present. First part is which is a forming a platform like structure and also serve as work for the platform for pollen grain. This is known as stigma. After that, another slender part and elongated structure present in a pistil which is known as style, and third one part which is present in a basal portion of the pistil, and this is a slender structure is known as the ovary. So these three parts which related to the pistil structure, and this structure we also learn in another diagram. So student, you can also see in this diagram where the platform like structure is represent stigma, the slender tube like structure is represent style, these structure is represent style, and the shortened portion is represent the ovary, and inside the ovary the ovule structure is present, and these all the structure is attached to the thalamus structure. Okay student, so this is a thalamus, and inside the ovary structure the ovule is present. So ovule is present, and this the junction where the ovule is formed is known as a placenta. Okay student, so that's a common feature about the pistil structure. After that I explain some term which is related to the pistil. So here these terms which is related to carpels or pistil is, first one is the monocarpellary, and when you divided this term then you take two words. First one is a mono and another one is a carpellary. So here that is defining in a flower when single carpel is present, then this situation is known as a monocarpellary, and in the case of a multi-carpellary where more than two or more than one carpels is present is known as a multi-carpellary situation, and in the case of a syncarpus and apocarpus, here the meaning of both the term is when in a flower more than one carpels is present and these carpels are fused with each other, then we use the term as a syncarpus, and when the all the carpels are free with each other, then we use the term is the apocarpus. Okay student, so these are few terms which is related to carpel or pistil structure. So as you seen in this diagram student, inside the ovary is the ovarian cavity is present which is represent the locule structure, and here the placenta is present which located inside the ovarian cavity. So here you can also say that you will learn in our earlier classes about the placentation, so that is totally related to the structure of a ovule which present inside the ovary. So student, in the case of this chapter we will learn about ovule structure, and the type of ovule is a anatropous ovule. So in your mind student, when I say about anatropous ovule, then you also ask that when anatropous ovule is present, so also some another type of ovules are also present. So here student I am talk about mainly anatropous ovule, but also some another types of ovule. So student, five types of ovule you seen in your screen, and here first one is a orthotropous, second one is a anatropous, another is a hemitropous, then Campylotropous, another one is a Amphitropous, and last one is a Cercinotropous. These are a type of ovule, but in the case of this chapter, we will only learn about the Anatropous ovule. And in your mind, on which features here these ovules are differentiated. So the main features you can see that here the presence and structure of the ovule structure. Here all the ovules are seen in a different form of structure. So here these are represent the different types of ovule. So after that student, I am talk about the anatropous ovule. This structure is represent the anatropous ovule. In this case, you can firstly see that structure is a funicle. Student, funicle is a structure which is a forming the junction between the ovary and ovule. So student, the funicle is a stalk like structure which form joint with the ovary, and after that the hilum structure is present, and this hilum structure is forming junction between the ovule and funicle. So these structure is formed that a joint between the ovary wall, and after that student, here two protective wall layers are present. In the case of a anatropous ovule, the first outer layer is known as outer integument, and another layer is known as a inner integument. These integument layer is a forming that a protective nature and provide the protection to embryo sac of a flower. After that integument, the nucellus layer is present, and these nucellus layer is forming that nutritive mass for the developing embryo sac structure. So these structure are forming that totally nutrition for the developing embryo sac. Inside the ovule, here two polar zone or polar region are also present. First polar region is known as a micropyle, and another polar region is known as a chalazal. So here opposite the chalazal micropyle is present, and opposite the micropyle chalazal pole is present. Inside the micropyle pole, the integument wall is not present, because of that is providing the entry of pollen tube structure. So here the integument layer is not formed. After that student, inside the nucellus wall, here the embryo sac is present, and these embryo sac is forming in the process of a megasporogenesis. So about the formation of embryo sac we will learn in with the help of another diagram. So here student, inside the nucellus wall the embryo sac is present, and embryo sac is also known as a female gametophyte. An ovule is generally has a single embryo sac formed from a megaspore. So after that student, I define the process as megasporogenesis. And about this structure where the megasporogenesis process is occur, firstly I define that a term megasporogenesis. As you know that student, mega means large, spore means spore structure, and genesis means formation. So here we are forming large spore like structure, and in the case of a process is megasporogenesis. Because of in a earlier class we will forming that a microsporogenesis, and where the microspore is formed, and in this process we are forming a megaspore. So the process of formation of megaspore, from the megaspore mother cell is known as megasporogenesis. So firstly, we understand how this process is occurred. So in an initial stage, student, the nucleus is forming such a very different type of a cell where which is known as a primary archisporial cell. Okay, student. So in the first case, I explain about a primary archisporial cell. In a nucleus cell, some cells which are reserved another food, another dense cytoplasm structure, and that forming a large and solid structure which is known as the archisporial cell. And after that, these archisporial cell is divided and forming that two cells, which is first cell is known as primary parietal cell and another is known as primary sporogenous cell. Here the primary parietal cells have the function of forming of a wall layer, and in a certain cases that primary parietal cell are not divided and never to forming the wall layer. So these are also present as a degenerate part of a primary parietal cell. After that, the primary sporogenous cell is become functional and divided and forming a megaspore mother cell. So these primary sporogenous cell is forming the megaspore cell, and these megaspore cells are divided through the process of a meiosis, and in the case of a meiosis these mmc cell is a forming four cells, and these four cells in one is a functional and three cells is become degenerate. Okay, student. So in the process of a meiosis, the mmc cell is divided and forming four cells, and in the case of a four cell, one is become functional and three cells become degenerate. After that, these one cell which become functional that develop the embryo sac structure, and this process we also understand with the help of another diagram. So see this diagram. So in this case of student, here you can forming that first mmc, and these mmc is divided with the process of a meiosis, and that is forming the megaspore dyad, and after that through the help of a meiosis process these mmc cell is forming the megaspore tetrad structure where four megaspore cells are formed. And after that I say that three megaspore cells are degenerated and only one megaspore cell become functional. So in this process where the embryo sac formation from a single megaspore is known as a monosporic development. Okay, student. So after that I explain about formation of a embryo sac structure and the female gametophyte. So let us study the study formation of the embryo sac. So in this case, firstly student, the nucleus of the functional megaspore divided mitotically and forming the two nuclei which move to opposite pole, as you seen in this diagram. Here one megaspore which is the functional that become their nucleus become divided mitotically and forming the two nuclei, and these two nuclei is moved to the different poles, that is a micropyle pole and chalazal pole. After that, two more sequential meiotic nuclear division is occur, and that is forming a four nucleate structure that you seen in this diagram. Here four nucleate structure present in a both pole. After that, this process is also repeated and here forming the eight nucleate structure in the another diagram. That diagrams all shows the mature embryo sac structure. Okay student, so that is a forming the female gametophyte structure. After the structure of 8 nucleated stages is formed in the embryo sac, and these nuclear division are not followed immediately, and after that the cell wall formation processes occur, and in the 8 nucleate stage the cell walls are let down, leading to the organization of a typical female gametophyte or embryo sac. So in this case student, these cells are present, three cells are present inside the chalazal pole, and three cells are present in a micropylar pole, and two central cells are present in a center which is referred to as a polar nuclei. And after that, in 8 cell structure, here the nucleus are surrounded by the cell wall formation, and here the chalazal end where the three cells are present, which is known as a antipodal cell, and here three cells are present, here two cells are known as synergid cell, and one cell is known as egg cell, and here the two polar nuclei cells are fused but their nuclei are not fused, so here that named as a two polar nuclei which is present in the central part of embryo sac. Okay, so these remaining two nuclei are known as a polar nuclei, which situated below the egg apparatus in the large central cell. So student, these structures represent a typical embryo sac structure. I repeated about this. The three cells which is a present in chalazal end known as the antipodal cell, and two cells which is present in a center is known as a polar nuclei, and the three cells which is present below part in a micropylar end is known as two cell is synergid and one is egg cell. Due to presence of a egg cell, this also known as the egg apparatus. Okay student, and in the synergid cell such a filiform apparatus is also present in the micropylar tip, which provide the entry of a pollen tube structure. So these structure of embryo sac of a typical angiosperm at a development process, it form 8 nucleate and 7 celled structure. Okay student, so a typical angiospermic embryo sac is forming 8 nucleate and 7 celled structure. So that is a fact about the development of a female gametophyte. Thank you student.